Before we get into your reading, I'd like to start by thanking everyone who has liked and commented on the videos, as well as subscribed and donated to my channel. I really appreciate it, you guys. You can find all of my contact information, including my email and social media links, as well as links to my music and podcast in the description below this video. Okay, let's get into your reading. What do we have for Scorpio? Seven of Swords at the foundation of the reading, Scorpios. And this is exactly what I've been feeling. A lot of you are stepping into these new timelines. You've seen a lot of growth in your life. There's been a lot of transformation inside the Scorpio collective. Some of you are going to be further down this path than others. Some of you are just now starting out on this path. But this is a message here that all Scorpios will be able to relate to. Scorpio, your energy is that of transformation. You not only transform yourself, but you transform the environment around you based off of these ascensions that you go through in your life. You change your reality and how you perceive the world. These transformations are incredibly difficult. Most people aren't able to pull them off. But once you've done it a couple of times, they become easier and easier. And the reason why I say a couple of times is because once you transform, Scorpios, it's something that you will always be going through from now until the end of this life cycle. It's just a part of who you are. You keep elevating. And there's always going to be energies that are coming for you. No matter what it is you do, what sector you function inside of, in other words, what your purpose or path may be in this lifetime, there's always going to be resistance. And of course, it's very annoying. It's very disruptive. But the proper way to start receiving these disruptions, these annoying energies, is by trying to see how you can allow them to transform you on your path. So really taking this negative energy that's thrown towards you and transmuting it into something positive with this Seven of Swords at the foundation. So it's an energy of overcoming is what I'm picking up for you, Scorpios. And you're starting to understand this the more you advance on this path to enlightenment and aligning with your purpose. Simply put, Scorpios, you're starting to become comfortable in the fact that people will always be coming for you. Always. It's just a part of who you are because they're threatened by you. But it does get to the point where it's easier and easier to deal with, and it's easier to spot. I mean, some of these energies are so bold and they're so careless with their approach trying to stop you on your path, and you see them from a mile away. But the beauty in this is they don't know that you see them. It's like in the movies when somebody's trying to disguise themselves, so they put on a fake mustache and glasses, right? But it's clearly a female. It's this kind of energy, like, I can see you. I can see what you're doing. This is also a part of this path. The more you advance on this path, the more sight you are given to see these energies that come against you. And this is amazing when this happens, Scorpio, because this helps to illuminate what has taken place in your past. Knowing what I know now arms me with this knowledge of being able to look at my past when I was growing up in my childhood, and I'm able to understand better the manipulation that was used against me to keep me off my path. And obviously, when you're a child, this is just not something that you even process. You don't stop to think that the people around you are going out of their way to make sure that you don't get to where you need to get to in this lifetime. The Scorpio energy is an energy that people come for and they don't even know why. There's something threatening about you, Scorpios. You irritate the demons inside of people. What do we have at the sacral? Wow. Temperance in reverse, Sag energy at the sacral. And Scorpios, this goes along perfectly with everything I'm saying. Temperance in reverse is an energy of chaos, disruptive energies around you, disruptive people, a lot of conflicts, a lot of excess, a lot of imbalance, not being able to hold this long-term vision for yourself because you're so consumed by the chaos around you. This is an energy of triggering all the low vibrational Scorpio traits that we all hold. They want you to react to this. They want you to stoop to their level. But the way you combat this, Scorpios, is really by ignoring these energies. You don't stoop to their level. You don't allow them to trigger you. You just take all this negativity and you transmute it into something creative, something to help advance you on your path. The sooner you start to understand that these energies are coming for all the low vibrational traits in you to trigger you so you don't align with your purpose and your destiny, the sooner you will start turning this all around. So for you Scorpios that are just now starting out on this path, it's very important that you stop allowing yourself to be triggered by these energies. You just need to be the bigger person and be on your way. And I know it's easier said than done because I've had to go through this. And I still battle with this on a daily basis, but I've gotten better and better at transmuting the negativity into something positive. I really just put it back into how I can help the collective now. I put it into my readings. I put it into my creations that I'm working on behind the scenes. I just try and turn it into something that other people can use to help support them on their path. Put your frustrations into a song, into a poem, into a painting, whatever it is you do. This is how you transmute negative energy perfectly, Scorpios. And this totally resonates with me because there's just been so many disruptions around me the past couple weeks. I mean, I always have them, but it's been amped up and I feel it. And I've definitely gotten better at dealing with this because I really understand where to focus all this energy now. It takes incredible self-control to do this because you want to freak out, but don't do it, Scorpios. You're only going to set yourself back. You need to lift your head up high and move forward in power. Do not stoop to these energies' level. And Temperance upright on this depiction here, it's like here you are, Scorpio, right? Balanced, unaffected by the chaos, this exploding volcano. And you're balanced in all the elements, right? And completely connected and divinely guided. See, they want to bring out the worst in you. Temperance in reverse. By way of this Seven of Swords at the foundation. This right here is an energy of trying to bring out the worst in you and trigger you. Oh, is Scorpio affected? Right, they're looking back to see if anything they've done is affecting you. What do we have at the solar plexus? And this is the reason why, Scorpios, Magician at the solar plexus, Gemini, Virgo energy. You have all the elements. Fire, air, earth, and water. See, they know if they get you to react and to stoop to their level, otherwise known as lowering your vibration, you're not able to manifest on a dime. This is the energy you're in now, or the energy you're moving towards. It's an energy of turning your visions into reality. And if you want to think about this in a very logical way, Scorpios, think about it like this. This energy right here wants to waste your time by getting you to react. If you're reacting, wasting your time, entertaining this energy in some capacity, you're not able to be a manifester. You're not able to work on your creations. It's very simple. Magic is just you having enough time to focus on your creations and know where to put your intention. Don't put your intention into this. Put your intention into yourself and what you're trying to create in your life. There's a practicality to what magic actually is. You're looking at bringing some sort of creation into your material environment as a form of magic. The magician at the solar plexus, remaining very confident, very controlled, not allowing yourself to become powerless or inferior to these energies here. You will always deal with this, Scorpios, and the more you step into this magician energy here, the more you're going to start seeing just how much it disrupted your path up until this point. Like I said, I look at my past now with a different set of eyes. It was all around me and I didn't see it. I couldn't figure out why I just couldn't advance. And it's because I was always entertaining these energies in some capacity by reacting to it. These energies were always a common denominator by way of how I reacted to them. Now, like I said, these energies are always going to exist, but they only become the common denominator in your life when you react to it. But if you start to think about these energies as something that is just there because it's highly threatened by you, you can actually use that energy to empower yourself. See, this is fear, Scorpios, okay? These energies fear you. So they come after you, however this may show up in your reality, because they want you to fear them. It's interesting, right? They fear you, and their fear causes them to come after you because they want you to fear them. The only way to deal with these energies, Scorpio, is just to let them fight with themselves. And the further and further you press down your path, Scorpios, the clearer it will become to you where all the resistance has always existed in your life, who the common denominators were. You know, the common denominators in my life are nowhere to be found now because I've stepped fully into my purpose. And I haven't even reached my destination yet. There's still way more that I have to accomplish on my path. I'm just starting out. But once you enter into that energy of purpose, Scorpios, these energies will start to hide from you. They won't show up in their disguise. And what I mean by that is the mask that they wore in your life that has been exposed to you now, they'll never show up in that mask again. They'll just hide. They'll do things from in the shadows. You see, this is all done in the shadows. This isn't right out on Front Street. Oh no, these energies are complete cowards. They'll go through other people. They'll do things like stalking you, depending on what it is you do. Let's just say you run a social media platform, then they'll stalk you through multiple accounts. They'll email you just to see if you react to them because they want to just have a little taste of your energy. It's really quite sad and pathetic, Scorpios. But all I can tell you is, as long as you understand that the reason why they do this is because they're threatened of what you're accomplishing and what you're going to be accomplishing, then that should be enough for you to keep pressing forward and stand in your power. Magician at the solar plexus. They're threatened by what you're manifesting into your life, Scorpios. What do we have at the heart? Well, it wouldn't be a Scorpio reading without getting judgment. Pluto, Scorpio energy right at the heart. Goes along perfectly with everything I just said. You're moving in this energy of purpose. The divine called and you answered. There's this inner calling inside of all of you. I like to call this the divine tether. It's that light inside of us that keeps us connected to Source, to God, to the divine. This is an energy of remembering, or remembering enough to understand that you are here on a mission, Scorpios. There's something inside of you that is calling you. This is all related to your purpose, your path, your destiny. And it's right here at the heart. So it's a desire, a true heart desire. No matter how much you try to ignore this, it keeps calling out for you. This is something you're supposed to be doing, Scorpios. Think back over the failures in your life. Think about who was around you. Think about what behavioral pattern you were entertaining. Think about the common denominators. Now, what you'll find is as you start releasing those people, behavioral patterns, addictions, maybe geographical locations for some of you, that is a big one, right? Not being able to manifest properly because of your environment, you'll find that you'll start advancing down your path rapidly. It's really up to you in terms of when you want this to take place. You could release all of these energies in an instant, and within a 24-hour period, you could see advancement on your path. But it's not that easy, is it? It takes time. Or does it? You know, it took me decades to see the truth. A lot of these truths were being illuminated to me many years before I completely awoken to my purpose and my path and to the lies that I had been fed throughout my lifetime. But once I started to wake up to it, I started to see that the divine was calling out to me, messages coming through. And they were quite strong. I just didn't want to accept them. I didn't want to see the truth. You know, when it comes to behavioral patterns or addictions, it's much easier, I think, to get over those things than it is to release people from your life that aren't for your highest good, especially when they're family members. Because we are programmed to think that the people around us have our highest good in mind. Unfortunately for the Scorpio collective, more times than not, this is simply incorrect. Most of the people that Scorpios grow up with and have around them from their childhood are all put on their path to hold them back from this energy of purpose. It's a game. It really is. When I look back over my life now, I look at it as a game. I was losing without even knowing that I was in the game. But when I think about all that, there was always that thing inside of me, that light, that divine tether. I always had the voice of God speaking to me, trying to wake me up to the fact that I was very significant, that there was something very important that I was going to do in my life. In Scorpios, 100% of the time, because I know that all of you feel that too, you're going to think you're delusional. You're going to think that you're just away with the fairies or you're just weird or something. But I promise you, Scorpios, if you're feeling that way or you do have that voice of God inside of you talking to you, it's real. You know, when I used to hear that voice, I would always feel this strong drive to go after my dreams, after my true heart's desires, but I felt very restricted by my surroundings. I always felt like I was checkmated. And looking back now, whenever I would wake up to this or I would hear that voice and I would start to follow it, my environment would close in on me, like they knew that I was waking up to the truth. And then before I knew it, I would go back to sleep. And then another few years would go by and the same thing would happen. It was like this pattern that kept repeating over and over and over again until the final wake-up call. And those were all wake-up calls. Those were all forms of judgment coming into my life. Judgment is all about wake-up calls. So, to pull this message that I'm getting for all of you together, Scorpios, all of you are receiving these wake-up calls. The divine is trying to alert you. Hey, Scorpio, wake up. This is what you're supposed to be doing. Those dreams, those true heart's desires that you have, yeah, those are all connected to your purpose. Your environment is actually trying to keep you in this low vibrational state so you don't actually push forward, so you don't actually harness all this self-confidence, solar plexus energy inside of yourself and understand that you have everything within to make this happen. They want to keep you disrupted inside this energy of chaos. And even after you step over the threshold, they're still going to come for you. But this is happening so you can see the truth. So you can look back and go, oh, wow, yeah, those weirdos were always coming for me. I just didn't see it back then. And now they're still coming for me and they don't think that I can see them. This is the divine showing you where the resistance always existed in your life, even after you've stepped over the threshold, because you need to understand how the Scorpio energy works. These energies We're always trying to create this force to stagnate you. And what's interesting here is, Scorpios, these are energies that actually don't want you to self-examine. They don't want you to heal yourself. They want you to remain broken. They want you to remain stuck, because this is how they control you. If they can't control you, these energies feel like they have nothing to live for. And I'm sorry to say, but for a lot of you, this is going to be family members. And then you'll end up in romantic relationships that mirror those relationships with those family members. And this will keep happening until you wake up to this. Once you wake up to this, then you'll step into a new timeline, and the energies will then start rearranging to support your new path. So now you'll have people come onto your path that actually support you and your journey. What do we have at the throat, please? Lovers, Gemini energy at the throat. And what I just said about people coming onto your path now to support you in your journey, there's not a better card to follow that up than the Lovers at the throat. This is you aligning with these supportive energies, Scorpios. Whether it's soul tribe, an actual romantic connection, it's just an energy of you now coming into balance with your higher self. This can also be perceived as your higher self calibrating with your three-dimensional self. It's also a balancing of feminine and masculine. It's just an overall energy of now coming together, stepping on to path. It's an energy of union, Scorpios, in multiple sectors of your life. Some of you will be coming into union with a soulmate energy. Some of you will be coming into union with a soul tribe, multiple people to help you on your path. And some of you are just coming into union with yourself, alignment. It's going to be different for each and every one of you. It just really depends on how your mission has been purposed for you. But in saying that, I do believe, Scorpios, that as time presses on, all of those things will happen for you. You'll align and come into union with yourself. You'll align and come into union with the soul tribe, and you'll align and come into union with a soulmate energy. But depending on your path, it may happen in a different order than, say, the next Scorpio. But whatever the case, this is the energy that you're moving towards. It's your destiny. It's all a part of your purpose. What do we have at the third eye? Oh, look at all these cards. Okay, that's way too many cards here, but we got the death card staring at me. And we had the Six of Wands right here in reverse, right? And it fell right over that disruptive energy. So it's an energy that wants you to lack confidence, wants you to give up. But I'm going to go ahead and put all these cards back because that's too much energy. What do we have at the third eye? Wow, Wheel of Fortune. Sag energy. And now you step into this new life cycle. And what I was saying, right, about how your path and your purpose has been planned out for you. Here's the divine spirit guides going over your Akashic records, your mission, right there at the third eye. This is you awakening to your higher self, stepping into this new life cycle. It's an energy of destiny. Scorpio, a lot of you have tremendous good karma and good fortune coming your way. And I feel that this is a given for the Scorpio collective, because for the Scorpio collective to completely transform, you have to go through this energy of darkness. You have to do this deep form of self-examination. You must understand the missteps that you've taken on your path. You must pay back any sort of karmic debt that you've incurred on your path. And all of you are also going to be weighed down with generational karma. Scorpios do not get a free pass when it comes to paying back karma before they step into their purpose. And what I mean by that is, I believe that some zodiac signs are able to move into their purpose and pay back their karma once they're in their purpose. But Scorpios need to transform completely out of that karmic energy before they step into their destiny. Now, that's actually quite a controversial subject matter, but I genuinely feel that this is how the Scorpio energy works. You must go through the darkness, see the error in your ways, self-examine, overcome that, step into mission, pay back that karmic debt, and then you step into this energy of purpose and destiny with zero karmic baggage, which is why you now have all this good karma and good fortune coming your way. Wheel of Fortune at the third eye, and this is you understanding this, Scorpios. The more self-examination and healing you're willing to do right now as soon as possible, the faster you will get to this energy. There's no easy way out of this for the Scorpio collective. And it brings me back to what I just said about other zodiac signs not having to take this same path. And I feel that this is because Scorpio is the 8th house of transformation. It is up to the Scorpio collective to transform out of egoic patterns that no longer suit you moving forward. The energy of rebirth, transformation, the phoenix rising from the ashes energy. That is the Scorpio collective. That's what you're tasked with. And this is why the Scorpio energy is so powerful, because this is damn near impossible to do. It's very, very difficult. The reason why it's so difficult is because of the illusions that are cast before us in our lives. The matrix that we're put inside of is built in such a way to where it's almost impossible to accomplish this. But if you start to understand that the more resistance you're facing, the bigger the purpose. And what I mean by that is, if you start to look at your environment as a collection of obstacles that have been put on your path to stop you from aligning with your higher self, you change your mindset around how you perceive the people in your environment, the easier this is to do. When I became awoken to this, I completely changed my mindset. I looked at every single person that was in my environment up until that particular moment in my life as an obstacle, as someone who was put there, whether they know it or not, as an obstacle, a roadblock. When I changed my mindset and I removed myself from all those energies, I mean, the growth I saw in my life is legendary. So much so that all those energies that were once around me have become silent. Yes, they still work in the shadows and they think that I don't see them, but I've been given the sight to see because it's all a part of my path. You see, as a Scorpio, once you step into your purpose, like I said, you're given the sight to see where the resistance always was in your life. It's a sense of validation. Validation that the divine has promised you. As human beings, we naturally crave validation. But if you can change your mindset around where you crave that validation from to a divine source, God, your spirit guides, then you will see huge growth in your life. You don't want to seek validation from anybody around you, Scorpios. Okay? Because what you're doing is you're allowing those people to have some sort of power over you. The Scorpio collective has always sought out validation from family members without knowing that those family members are enemies. They're people that are trying to block your path. So again, Once you break away from all these energies and you step into path, there will be illumination, validating to you that you were correct in leaving those energies behind. What do we have at the crown? Wow. Hangman, Pisces energy. And again, if there was going to be a card to follow up what I just said, it would be the Hangman. You now looking back, you see the truth. Oh, wait. You mean to tell me that my mom, uncle, aunt, whoever it was, best friend, person I was dating, was trying to stop me from stepping onto my path? Whether they knew it or not, they were being controlled by some sort of dark force in the universe because I'm actually very important? Yes, Scorpios. Hangman's also an energy of letting go of energies, people, places, things that don't serve your highest good. And with Scorpios, it's right in your face, which is why it's so hard to see. You know when something is really close to your face and you can't see it? It's just kind of like a blur. It's like this same kind of energy. The common denominators in your life, Scorpios. These are the energies that need to be let go of. You need to reevaluate your connections, the people, places, things that you have around you. You need to wake up to the illusions that have been put in your life to keep you off path. Each one of you has a purpose, a destiny. Each one of you, by divine rights, has access to abundance, happiness, and a very, very fulfilling life. But in order to unlock all of that, you must let go of all that doesn't serve you and step into a new path. All of you are black sheep. All of you are waymakers. All of you are meant to carve out your own path. That is the Scorpio energy. This is why a lot of you have felt cast out in some sense, or like you're not like other people, like you're some weirdo, right? Like you're an oddball. There's a reason for all that, Scorpios. It's because you are transformation personified, and people are threatened by that, whether they can actually articulate that or not. There's just something about you that they don't like, and it's because you have that divine light inside of you, that divine tether. God's voice lives inside each and every one of you. So depending where you are on this timeline, some of you are going through some dark times in your life. Most of you probably are, even if you're advanced on this timeline. It's just the way it is. There's going to be the ebbs and the flows, but that voice will always be inside of you. God's voice is always there. You have access to it whenever you want, Scorpios. You just need to ask. What do we have at the foundation from the Occult Tarot? See what demons trying to keep my Scorpio's root chakra black, please. Too many cards. What do we have at the foundation? Justice, Astaroth, Libra energy at the foundation. And here's all these energies. They think it's unfair that you're this divine light being, this warrior, this waymaker. See, this is how these energies show up, right? Creating chaos, creating discord in your life, doing things behind your back in this very deceptive, stealth-like manner. A lot of you have probably been in relationships with people that have cheated on you. But behind the scenes, it's all because they're jealous of you. Family members, friends, lovers. There's something about you that makes them feel some sort of sense of shame. So rather than face whatever that is that's broken within inside of them, they come after you. They want to shut you up. They want to put you down. They want to keep you under their thumb. These energies here refuse to take any sort of accountability for their actions, their wrongdoings on their path. The complete opposite of you. You're more than prepared to take accountability for any missteps you have taken on your path, because you know there's elevation attached to it. Taking accountability for a misstep on your path is cool. People admire that. It's actually very attractive. Being an actual man or woman, taking responsibility for yourself, being attractive. Wow, there's a concept It's very true, Scorpios. People are threatened by that. They can't do it. It's like it's impossible for these people to actually do the right thing. They don't have that divine light inside of them. They're so far down this path, that light is barely flickering. God's voice is just completely inaudible to these people. They're so far on the left-hand path that all they hear is the voice of darkness. And the reason why they're so far into this path, Scorpios, is because of the way they've chosen to live their life. And a lot of it has to do with you. The fact that they've focused on trying to keep your light repressed has pushed them further into the darkness. And now they don't see a way out. What do we have at the sacral? Queen of Cups, Phoenix. This is my drunk peacock or peacock on crack. I feel like a lot of these people you're dealing with have addictions. Some of them are drug addicts. Some of them are alcoholics. But they're just out of sorts. These are very emotionally insecure people that are codependent on your energy. Family, friends, exes, however this shows up for you. They think that if they can just get a win over you, it will turn everything around for them in their life. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? Seven of Wands, Glacea Labalis. Seven of Swords, Seven of Wands, 77. The Seven of Wands from this particular deck is a very heavy energy because it's also connected to the energy of black magic. That's what this demon is, Glacea Labalis. There's a focus on energy manipulation, an energy that wants you to feel overwhelmed and discouraged. It's an energy that keeps coming for you, even in the shadows, like I was saying, right? Even once you've stepped into your path, they'll try and do things in the shadows, thinking that you don't know what they're doing to make you feel overwhelmed. But they're always looking for a way in. This energy is always preying on you to give up, Scorpios. So I'm telling you right now that on those days where you're feeling tired, overwhelmed, lethargic, like what's it all for anyway? Just know that's not you. That's some sort of energy that's made its way towards you. I often feel conflicted with why that energy even made it to me to begin with when I'm on path. And I've just concluded, Scorpios, that it's to keep pushing us, to keep reminding us where we came from, and to keep validating everything that was illuminated to us surrounding these individuals. So just pick yourself up, Scorpios, and keep pressing forward. Even when you're feeling drained out, you're feeling very hopeless, keep pressing forward. You must always remember that that's not your energy, especially if you're on path and you're of a sound mind, body, and spirit, and you know that there's absolutely no reason why you should be feeling that way. That in and of itself should be a sign for you that there's something going on in the energy. Do whatever you need to do to protect yourself, Scorpios, however you see fit. But also remember that you have a built-in security team, let's just put it that way, once you are understanding of how these energies work and once you are on path. You don't really need to do anything, Scorpio. You just need to keep pressing forward and keep functioning inside of this energy of purpose. And remember, unreactive is the way to move. Scorpios can unravel their growth very quickly. So just remember, Scorpios, that this is another reason why they keep coming for you. They're trying to trigger you. What do we have at the heart, please? Page of Wands, Balaam, false promises. And this really goes along with what I'm saying. Doesn't it look like just some really immature energy, almost like Dennis the Menace, like poking at you, right? Poking at a bear, trying to get you to react, trying to get you to freak out. This energy is trying to create setbacks for you, trying to constantly pull you back into this karmic cycle here. For some of you, this is an ex. Somebody who really hurt you, somebody who really let you down, trying to get back into your energy now. Because of the fact that you've had this up-leveling in your life. And again, another form of validation, right? Like I was saying, from the universe. It's just another way for you to see, Scorpios, what kind of person you are really dealing with. I feel for a lot of you, this person left you for somebody who gave them something materially that maybe you didn't have at that point in time. I feel like this person could quite possibly be trying to make it back into your energy, presenting you with false promises. It says it right there. And then we have the Nine of Wands, Sia, universal medicine, Sag energy. And this is what you're being called to do, Scorpios. Keep pressing forward. It's an energy of keeping your boundaries about you with people from your past. You know, there's not a single person from my past who's in my life now. I wish it wasn't that way. The few people who I tried to bring into my new timeline, once I started aligning with my purpose, I was shown that they were actually some of my biggest enemies. But I wasn't shown until the very end, right? They were too close for me to notice them. I couldn't see them clearly. The people you let go of in the 11th hour are always going to be your biggest enemies. They are the head of the snake, so to speak. The ones you never, ever would have suspected. No matter what energy manipulation's being thrown your way, what form of stalking or harassment or whatever it is, Scorpios, keep pressing forward. If you're feeling down, if you're feeling tired, take a moment and connect with the divine. Do something for yourself. Scorpios need to be told when to have a break, especially once you're functioning inside of your energy of purpose. You just keep going. So learn to take some time out for yourself, Scorpios, okay? What do we have at the throat? Justice. So we have it twice now. We have the negative polarity and the positive polarity. Libra energy, Kal-El, the invocable God, makes truth known in court, causes innocence to prevail. So I feel like this is just speaking about this validation from the divine, from God, from the universe, seeing the truth, looking back over your past. It's also an energy of the scales tipping in your favor. Justice is an energy of truth coming out as well. So I feel as time presses on, Scorpios, just more and more comes to you. Again, it's just part of the natural law of the universe. Once you step into your purpose and on your path, or enough of it to get going, you start to see things much more clearly. So you are on the right side of justice, karmic justice, and they're on the negative side. The scales tip in your favor, and the scales tip against these energies. They chose to do things to try and manipulate God's will. Look, this demon's holding a snake, right? Maybe if I throw this snake at Scorpios, right, in the darkness in their dreams, then I can get what I want. Hee hee hee. It's not how it works. You've just been used, Scorpios, to expose these energies, calling judgment, which is your energy. Not only do you transform yourself, but you transform your environment. You expose people for who they truly are, and they cannot escape that energy. Once it's on them, that's it. Knight of Swords, Hariel. The all-pervading God, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, intellectual richness, protects fertility of women, makes children respectful toward their parents. It's just giving me an energy of balance. This is what you're moving towards. It's also giving me the energy of you building this new soul tribe or meeting your soulmate, something like this. It's going to be different for all of you. But the way it says makes children respectful toward their parents, it's just giving me a message there. Let's say you're building a new family. You're doing things differently. You're carving out a new path. You're not going by the old book or the old way of doing things that say your family went by. This is an energy of a lifestyle change. What do we have at the crown to close this out for Scorpio? Okay, too many cards. Actually, we'll take this one. Perfect. 8 of Cups. Pisces energy at the crown. EIL. God, the pleasure of man's children. Transformation gives consolation in adversity. And Scorpio, this is just you now letting go of everything that doesn't serve you, withdrawing your energy, moving on, abandoning all hope. And it's also you looking back over the past, which has been a message that keeps coming up in this reading. There's this energy of learning from the past based off of where you are now. There's a lot of analyzing going on inside your energy, Scorpios. You're thinking about different events that took place in your life before you were awoken to who you are now. Give yourself a moment to think about those things and why you might be thinking about that in the current moment. This happens to me quite a lot. I'll have a thought of something that I had forgotten about, and I'll ask myself, wow, why did I think about that? And there's usually something connective to where I'm at in that current moment. Now's a real time of analyzation, Scorpios, no matter where you are on this timeline. If you're on the other side of the threshold, it's you analyzing where you've come from, giving yourself a pat on the back for how far you've come. And if you're just now starting out on this path, it's you analyzing your surroundings. This message can be for Scorpios on all parts of this journey. So just place it into your life as it fits, Scorpios. But in closing, don't forget who you are, Scorpios, and just how powerful you are. And remember, you are a soldier, Scorpios. It's the contract you signed before you came here. It's all a part of your mission. All you have to do is understand and realize this, and you'll be protected. So don't worry, Scorpios. No matter where you are in this timeline, you're where you're supposed to be in this current moment. Scorpios, this is the energy that's available to you, depending on where you are on this timeline, should you choose to accept. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you for your donation, Scorpios. Take care.